Sri Akal, Namaste, good afternoon. Welcome to our show, Wellness Time. So it is yet another episode of a wonderful topic that is close to my heart, and it is my privilege and my honor to introduce our guest. So before that, let me say a few words about her. She has a fantastic journey that she will share with us, and the rest she will say on her own. So here is Rekha. Welcome, Rekha, to our show, and it's wonderful having you here.
Thank you so much, Rani, and Wellness Time, Mehfil TV. It's my pleasure to be here, and as she said that it's the topic that is very close to her heart. It's very close to my heart too, and that's why I cannot explain that how happy I am being here today. And so yeah, I believe and I hope that half an hour we are going to really talk something which is really full of well-being and wellness.
Of course, Rekha. I can call you Rekha, right?
Yes, sure.
Of course, it's going to be wonderful because we are so passionate about this, and I'm sure the viewers also see it and feel it, and that's why we are all here together. So, Rekha, tell me, when did you come to Canada?
It's almost 20 years. And it's a long journey, I would say.
Okay.
And it started basically when I came here. I'm a trained social worker. I got my master's degree from India, and I always worked in social work, and I always worked in mental health field.
Which part of India are you?
I'm from Gujarat, so I'm able to speak Gujarati, Marathi, Hindi, little bit Punjabi.
Excellent.
I'm a multilingual person.
Wonderful.
So yeah, it actually began in 2000. The journey in Canada, basically, in my professional journey became in 2000, started in 2000. But before that, as I mentioned that I obtained my master's degree in social work, and my always passion was the mental wellness and mental health.
Wonderful.
So I always looked for an opportunity to work in that profession. And I'm lucky that here also I found the opportunities all the time. So
I know,
yeah.
Canada is a wonderful country for that.
Yeah.
So I must tell my viewers this. Viewers, when I met Rekha, I was spellbound by what she does. And believe me, it is the first time I ever heard that somebody in this field was doing something so incredible. So that's the time I decided to have her on our show. So, Rekha, explain what Meher is.
Wow, I can go on and on now because Meher is my baby.
Wonderful.
And as you know that you can talk endless about your baby, right?
Exactly.
So Meher, basically it came into existence because of, it's an outcome of my passion for two things, two most important things of our life. One is mental health, and the second is art. So yeah, Meher is trying to connect mental health and art in a very unique form. And it's a really baby. It is an infant right now.
Okay.
It's I think it's only 7 months, 8 months old.
Wonderful, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
But we would like to know what Meher stands for. I'm sure it's an abbreviated form of something. So can you give us
so
details?
Meher is, it stands for MEHAR, so Mental and Emotional Health Awareness Renaissance. So Renaissance is the magic word actually here, because Renaissance is something that is a new beginning. It refers to something which is going to be transformed and which is going to be kind of take a new shape. So basically I've been in the field for mental health education, and I wanted to make sure that the mental health education and awareness is extremely important for our community.
Of course.
But I feel that it's not done in the way which is really effective.
Okay.
And that's why I thought that, like, why can't I use art to do the mental health education and spreading awareness about some of the deeper issues of mental health.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Rekha. You just told me that you felt it was not done properly. In what way? And why did you feel that way?
It is based on my professional experience, I would say, because I've been in this field for many, many years, and one of my professional role is to conduct the formal educational workshops and awareness events and activities for spreading mental health knowledge and information. And my observation was that it has been done in a very, very typical, very traditional format, which is like the workshop, and the slides are being presented, and sometimes they do the kind of slides which are extremely heavy, very, very clinical jargons which people don't understand. And that's the reason that I thought that, like, people were going, and my experience was like people will sign up to attend those kind of workshops and information sessions, but out of 20 maybe only 5 will show up. So because it was not interesting enough,
Okay.
so people were not really coming forward.
Okay.
So one reason was that, like, I wanted to make it interesting so that people will come forward, people will look forward. Okay, this is Mehar event, so it's not only the workshop, but it is something that, like, I'm going to really enjoy. And I'm going to really learn a lot in a very different way. So that's why we started it.
I think I understand you, Rekha. But what you mean is it is more it used to be more conservative. And people, as it is, there is a taboo which says, oh, if it is mental health issue, then no, we cannot tell anybody.
Yeah.
So, but what you do is through art, which is like plays, dramas.
Yeah, all kinds of arts. We started with because, like, my strength is writing the script and writing the stories. My strength is also organizing musical event using music. So we started with the theater performances.
Excellent.
So I wrote the play called "I Am Still Me." So I will talk about "I'm Still Me." It's a kind of, it's a very, very powerful play, and the story. So we started with theater performance, but that's not the only thing that Mehar is going to do. We are going to do many other things, like we are going to use the dance dramas. We are going to use the poetry and the creative writing to generate that curiosity and generate that interest about mental health awareness among the community.
Wonderful. And what are the topics you choose for your drama plays?
So the first play that, like, all the plays will be titled as "I'm Still Me."
Oh, okay.
And the first play that we already did 3 shows of that play.
Wow, excellent.
Which is overwhelming for us, because it's for any new organization doing this kind of events like 3 times in 6 months. It's quite incredible.
Yes.
So "I'm Still Me" is it's basically the story of recovery of any particular imaginary character, but of course that those imaginary characters, the stories are based on the actual stories, not like because what is happening with the patients or the persons who are going through the challenges of mental illness. So the stories of those people who actually fought and who recovered, who bounced back.
You mean the success stories?
The success stories. So we are telling the good things about this illness, because the objective is also that people should not stigmatize.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the thing. So first play was it was a set of 3 skits, and they were the stories of the first story was about bipolar disorder. The second story was about depression, which is very common, and the third story was about schizophrenia.
Okay, so
So
what you mean is each play is about a topic.
a particular mental health condition.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
wonderful.
So
Wow.
that's.
How did you get this idea?
I think partially also because I can say that I am a survivor of mental health challenge. I went when my daughter was born. I went through postpartum depression, and actually it was clinical. So it was not the postpartum blues,
Okay.
but it was like postpartum depression, which is more clinical, which needs more kind of intervention by the medical intervention. And I bounced back. So I had a small baby, and like I was devastated when I was going through the symptoms. I was not knowing what is happening to me. Like it was just, it was a huge kind of impact on my quality of life, and it was always sitting in my mind that like this is something that like not only me but many people are going through, and there should be something that needs to be done. So.
Rekha, I'm so touched, and let me thank you for acknowledging it on air. Not many would do that. Yours, I mean, it is
I
commendable.
think it is, and it needs a lot of
Strength.
courage,
Strength, I would say.
a lot of inner strength to kind of acknowledge that.
Yes.
Because also Mehar, also through Mehar we want to address the issue of stigma, because it's a very simple thing that brain is important part of our human body.
Yeah.
And just as other organs, brain can also fall sick. Brain can also have some problems.
That's
And
wonderful.
it can it may need treatment, just as like diabetes, just as like blood pressure, cholesterol, or thyroid. A brain is also an organ. So why do we discriminate when it comes to
Yes.
brain not functioning well?
Exactly, like when you
Right?
think about it,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And I mean, I can give you a simple example that like if a group of people are sitting, and like if one of the members, it's time for that person to take her or his diabetes pill. That person will be so comfortable to take out of the purse, and will just say that, oh, it's time to take my pill. Let me just take my pill.
Yeah.
Have you seen any person who will say that, oh, it's time to take my antidepressant? Oh, it's time to take my antipsychotic. No, we don't do that, because like we ourselves stigmatize, So nobody will say that, okay, when I'm little unwell, I have to use Ativan or clonazepam, which are very, very popularly and commonly used medications, but still, people don't talk about it. So, I mean, why? Like,
Right, yes.
yeah. So,
And like you said, in a group of people, like if ever somebody says, "Oh, it's time for me to take an antidepressant," like immediately, like many, I will not say all, but
Yeah.
many of us judge the person,
yeah, exactly.
and that is a very sad
yeah,
thing.
Yeah, it is very sad. Yeah, it is definitely very sad. And I think it starts with us. The
Always.
recovery and getting out of this stigma, it really starts with us. So people who I'm talking about my postpartum depression now, like really loud in the public, and I mean a lot of people, they say that wow, it's powerful.
Exactly.
So, and on that note, my next play for Mehar, I'm Still Me, is about postpartum depression.
Okay.
So,
And when is that?
That most probably we will be doing that on the next year's Mother's Day, because it will be really relevant to Mother's Day. So
That's good timing. Honestly.
yeah, it is good timing. And I also wanted, because you mentioned about stigma and judgment, I also want to talk a little bit about I'm Still Me. I'm Still Me, the title I chose because it has a very, very deep meaning. Because like okay, I am diagnosed with schizophrenia, or I am diagnosed with bipolar disorder, or I am taking antidepressants, whatever it is, but all these things, yeah, those create problems for me, create barriers for me sometimes, in living my life the way I should be, or enjoying my life. It can impact my personal relationships sometimes. It can impact my work and all that. But in spite of that, in spite of I'm on these medications, I'm still me. So,
Wonderful.
I am a mother, I am a professional, I am a friend, I am a singer, I'm still me. So, having schizophrenia, having bipolar disorder, or having panic, anxiety disorders, it should not be taking away what I am from me. So that's the message.
That's deep,
Yeah,
like you said.
it is very deep, and basically it's an appeal to the immediate family members that when someone gets diagnosed with these kind of challenging mental health conditions, don't take away what they already have acquired
Viewers,
in
this is very important.
yeah, in their life, right? Yeah. So treat that person as mom, treat that person as dad, still how you will treat, right? Otherwise. So that's a very powerful message, and I think the journey of recovery and that transformation, I'm saying the renaissance, that begins from here. So that's what, yeah.
I mean, what you're doing is incredible, Rekha.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, how do you, like, how much time do you need for each play? How do you go about it, and how do you select your actors?
I mean, that's like I'm going to be so excited to talk about this because,
sure.
when I talked about this idea, it was just last year, in
Okay.
fact, and I'm fortunate because I'm very well connected with artists community, and because of my love for music and art and all that. So many of my friends, they are like professional actors, professional singers, professional musicians. So I just expressed this to them, and I think because they could really feel that passion, and they could feel the need to do something like, and they just agreed that, yeah, you go ahead and we are with you. So I just formed a team. I first formed the team that, okay, would you be interested? Would you be interested? Okay, so I have 7 people now in different age groups.
Okay.
And then I wrote the stories for their age group.
Oh,
And
wow.
specific to that particular character. So then my job was easy, right?
Yes.
Rather than like writing the story and looking for the character who fits into that story, I first found the team, and then I wrote the stories which are exactly kind of fitting to their characters.
This, frankly, Rekha, I've never heard. Usually, I see somebody writes the story and they look out for the actors.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing something like this.
So this
Wonderful.
is doing little differently.
So,
Yeah.
is there any scope, if any of our viewers are good actors, is there any scope for them to get in touch with you and can be a part of your program?
Sure. Actually, this is we have the website also. Mehar has the website, and it's www.meharcanada.com is our website, and I can also say the phone number, which is 416-845-4612, and that phone number is dedicated to Mehar. So anyone who wants to get in touch with us, and anyone who wants to, there are a number of ways that people can support Mehar and can be a part of this wonderful cause. It starts with a very small thing, which is like whenever we have the event, please do come and attend our shows. Because it's I totally understand that people enjoy the Bollywood hangama kind of store, like the shows, but definitely, like, we did 3 shows of Mehar, I'm Still Me, and every time the audience really walked out with so much of respect and so much of love for what we are doing. And I think it's like it was really amazing, and I can say that now we really celebrate, that people are coming forward to demonstrate their sensitivity and their willingness to be part of this kind of cause. So yeah, it is incredible. Like I'm feeling so positive about Mehar. So
I can see you're one
yeah.
positive person.
Yeah.
And so, where are these plays held?
The first play, which actually was part of the launch, that took place in the Maya Prentice Theatre Group, which is a beautiful theatre at Burnham Thorpe and Dixie. It's a part of the Burnham Thorpe Dixie Library. So we did it there. It was attended by almost 200 people.
Wow.
So, and we don't charge any ticket for our shows. Yeah, so it's not a
Viewers,
ticketed.
mark that.
Yeah,
It is a
So,
free show,
Yeah,
and it's a good cause,
Yeah.
and it's shown to you with passion. So,
Yeah,
what more
yeah.
would you want?
yeah. So, but yeah, we don't charge any ticket, but we do accept donations whenever we are doing the events, and people come forward, and I mean, people are so generous. We have been really receiving, like we are blessed to receive so much of donations and so much of support. So without any funding yet, we are able to continue our shows. So that's really incredible, and I feel really blessed.
Like listening to you, I know, I've always believed it, and I'm now confirmed that once the intentions are good and you're ready to work hard, the universe gives it all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no going back after that.
Yeah, and I think when you are giving something positive, it has a positive things has a tendency
Yes.
to kind of bounce back to us.
Yes.
So if you give positive and good to people, you are
Yes.
going to receive good from
Yes.
people. So that's that's also a message. Yeah.
And even if you don't get positive feedback, or there are not everybody that is positive, but even that, we may call it negativity or whatever it is, but even that, it builds a strength. It builds a new strength within us,
Yeah,
to be more firm
yeah.
and more
Yeah,
strong.
so
Yeah.
true. Because I think I would like to mention this in about my journey since I started Mehar. I was really counting on like few people for the support, and for some reason, for some challenges, they were not able to kind of step up. And yeah, I mean, I don't see it in any negativity, but I see that, okay, because that happened, I was kind of really inspired to go and look for other resources.
Exactly.
So that made me really look, expand my horizon and look for more resources. So that's what, like, we have to, one door closes and 10 doors open, right? So
Definitely, yes.
that's what is the all about life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And every challenge brings out a new strength within us.
Yes,
Always.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And because it's about wellness, and this show is about wellness, I want to make one statement, which I found very true, is wellness begins with yourself.
Definitely,
And
yes.
the first step towards your wellness, it's like nobody will take that. You have to take that. So whatever you do for your wellness, that, like, the first step has to come from within you.
Nobody can give it to you, nobody can take it away from you.
Exactly, yeah, yeah. So when it comes to stigmatizing the stigma, removing the stigma, it comes from us. That you yourself have to deal with your own stigma. You have to really, like, accept yourself that, okay, I do have depression. I do need to take the medications, antidepressant, but so what? It does not make me any less human being than other person. And when you get to that point, I think nobody can stop you, from
Nobody.
yeah. So that's the
Yeah, that's the thing. Like in some of my previous shows, Like that's what we've been saying, like open up, don't hide.
Yeah.
Because unless you open up and say it, people will not know.
Yeah.
And only then you will realize, when you open up, you will realize that people are ready to help you.
Yeah.
There's always people.
Yeah.
We are never alone.
Absolutely, and actually that, I mean, thank you so much for bringing that point, because opening up is possible to some extent when you are challenged with mental health conditional or emotional issues. You are able to open up, but when your emotional challenges or mental health challenges goes beyond a particular level, you lose that ability to really, go and approach people. And at that time, I think it's very important that your loved ones should be, reaching out to you, and should be so. Like Mehar is basically, we are trying to tell more about these conditions. That okay, like for example, the I'm Still Me is the story of the person who actually starts experiencing the symptoms, which are like for example, there is a story about schizophrenia. A young man who migrates to India, new immigrant, he starts to experience the symptoms. And then, as usual, the family feels that, oh, he's very stressed because he's not liking his job, and so there are all these kind of judgments which are made, that, and people are trying to really, put it under the cover, that like, no, something really needs to be attended. So, but that person may not be in a situation or in a condition that he or she understands that, okay, I need help and I have to go and seek help. So when the family members know that what is happening if person is having the onset of schizophrenia or onset of bipolar disorder, what is happening, if each and every family knows that, then the intervention starts much earlier. And because the intervention starts much earlier and in time, there are good chances of total recovery.
Okay. So ignorance is not bliss in this aspect.
No, absolutely no.
You need to have a knowledge. But for a family, how is it possible to have information?
There are, I mean, I can say that come and associate with the organizations like Mehar. There is this one actually I brought to show this. CMHA, Canadian Mental Health Association. They are doing wonderful jobs in terms of publishing these kind of pamphlets. And this is kind of a quick guide, mental health and addiction resources. So this has the entire list of, it's for Peel region, they also have for the Toronto, they have for Halton region. So I think every family should be familiar with these kind of resources. They should have these kind of resources handy. Also, some of the basic information and basic knowledge they must have. Just as like we recommend that people in their 40s or people in their 50s, they should know about diabetes. They should know about cancer. They should know about breast cancer. So every family, I think they should know something. There's something called mental health first aid. Okay. So that is like basically the first aid information about mental health. Okay. So every family, if they know, then they can really like identify, okay, something needs to be attended with this person, and they can really like very quickly jump in, and then there are much better chances of that person bouncing back and really enjoying the life, because there are conditions like depression, anxiety. They're kind of not a very serious kind of mental health conditions, but I would say that like a lot of people are going through those conditions. Okay. And there are so many people who will not go and get it diagnosed. So there are many people who have the undiagnosed anxiety disorders, undiagnosed depression, undiagnosed panic attacks. People don't go and seek help. because yeah, it's just kind of the stigma or whatever it is. But those conditions definitely they don't really affect your day-to-day functioning, but definitely those conditions will affect their quality of life. So there are many things around them that they can enjoy, but when they are going through these symptoms, they will not be able to enjoy. And that's why it's very important to really pay attention and treat these conditions.
So viewers, you have heard Rekha, and please don't ignore it. And I really wish Rekha, we could continue, but the time is up and it's time to wrap up. So viewers,
Sure.
if there's any question that you need to ask Rekha and you are willing to do something for Mehar, or you're a good actor and you want to act for a reason, so you can get in touch with Rekha, and please give us your number and your
Sure,
email
yeah.
again.
So this is our actually brochure, which can be available at the studio. And the website address is www.meharcanada.com. Mehar Canada is one word. We also have the Facebook page, which is Mehar Canada. You can also search for that, and the number to get in touch with us is 416-845-4612. And also we have the email address, which is info@meharcanada.com. So yeah, it will be wonderful if we get more people who are artistic and who are passionate about mental health, and who want to contribute something to this really unique cause and initiative.
And for the other one, this quick guide,
Yeah.
what is the number for the families to get in touch with?
This
if they feel
is
a need?
actually the number to contact is basically 905. It's the CMHA, so it's Canadian Mental Health Association. They have a number of offices. One office is located in Brampton, Ray Lawson, and 7700 Ontario. That's the address, and you can just walk in there and you can just grab. They have so many of these kind of pamphlets which are just sitting there, and you can grab as many as you want. And their number is 905-451-2123, and it's called CMHA, so Canadian Mental Health Association.
So
Great
they can,
resource.
They can call this number and
Yeah,
share their.
you can also go
problem?
on their website, and on the website you can find the web copy of this thing. So yeah, they have wonderful website actually. So absolutely, and I would definitely say that do visit our website and do attend our next event. I promise it's very, very entertaining as well as very, very informative.
So viewers, you heard a lot of positive things from Rekha, and just know there is light at the end of the tunnel. There always is. And there's always people around to help you. All you have to do is, the magic word is ask.
Yes.
So with that, I would like to thank Rekha for being here. It was wonderful having you here.
Thank
And
you
I
so
hope
much.
our viewers have learned a lot today, and will get in touch with you if need be. So viewers, I'll see you next week, the same time, with yet another episode of Wellness Time. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend.